Hey y'all, welcome to Clove Room. Today I'm going to give you the first update on my inaugural Project Pan. It is coming a few days later than when I posted the intro to this project, so I do apologize. I was about to say I've been on a bit of a filming hiatus, but in actuality I filmed 3 videos and I'm not going to post any of them because I don't like how they turned out. And I know perfection is the enemy of good or whatever that is. These were not even, they were just bad and I was not comfortable posting them. Actually, I guess I have filmed 4 videos because one actually is on the way. It is an overview of the brand Glossier and some thoughts on their incoming launch to Sephora. So that'll be uploaded after this one, but that is coming if you are interested. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Cam and I'm a non-binary and queer lover of beauty and the beauty community. I like to analyze the industry, analyze how brands are trying to get us to buy things, and be very critical because if not, I will buy and consume everything, blah, 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 because I really do love cosmetic products. And obviously in this project, which is a Project Pan, I am trying to use up some of my collection and get the most bang for my buck. So if any of that content sounds good, and Lord knows, I don't know if it does, subscribe. That would be great if you would subscribe and go ahead and give this video a like. And I'm done. I'm already over this intro. Let's get to the video. Real quick, I was talking to one of my friends, and I assumed that everyone who was going to watch this video knows what a Project Pan is, just because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. Like, if you don't know what a Project Pan is, YouTube isn't like, let's show them that them in the corner with, less than 100 subscribers. But as I was talking to my friend, I realized that my friends watch this channel, and a lot of them don't know what a Project Pan is, which is totally fair. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Project Pan, as far as I understand it, it is for people or folks or whatever who have animals. It's for folks who have a lot of makeup and may not finish it at a regular rate. So you watching this you're like, I have one foundation, and when I'm done with that foundation, I purchase the same foundation, and that's what I always do for every product. A lot of beauty lovers like to try new things. There's a lot of pressure, whether it be from market forces or social media, to always buy the new thing. So a lot of us are just swamped with makeup and don't get around to finishing as much as we might like to. So Project Pan is a very purposeful, I am setting aside, in this case, 10 products to finish, and my goal is to finish them at the end of the project. My project is a year, so every month I give you all an update on where I am with all of the products. There are a couple empties already. That's what the rumor is, and what the official source is telling you. Yes. Did I even answer what a Project Pan is? Basically, I'm just setting aside products from my a bit overstuffed beauty collection to purposefully use regularly and use up. Because without having this sort of purposeful project, I may not be as likely to actually finish some of these and make them empties. So I hope that was helpful to you specifically, Rhea, if you're watching this, but to anyone watching this. Just some overarching reflections before I get into the individual product updates. I am enjoying this Project Pan. Again, this is my inaugural Project Pan. I have never done one. I've enjoying it. I will say I was because if you watch my intro video, I originally had like 16 or 18 products I wanted to Project Pan. Even with calling that down and now only having 10, it's too much. I'm still over ambitious somehow. So what I've decided is I'm not going to remove anything from the project before it gets used up, like preliminarily, but I am not always going to replace items where I have 2 in a category. So one of the products I used up, I already have another lip product in this project, so I'm not going to replace it. And then another product I used up, I don't have another product in that product category in this project, so I will roll in another product to introduce to the project. Project. So yeah, but besides that, I'm feeling good. Like I said, I have 2 products I've already used up, well on my way with a lot of others. Some I am not as far along as I thought I would be, but that's what these individual updates are for, so we can get into the individual updates. Product I'm going to tell you about is the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. Also, my nails are hella chipped. I am sorry if that bothers you. You know, trigger warning. But this is the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. It's the mini. I don't know if you're going to be able to fully see, but I'm basically, the product's up to here. This is how much I have left. So it's right above the R in Rare Beauty, the capital R. So this one, I feel good about my progress. I think I can use it up in the next month or two. That's my original prediction with this product. I kind of said in the intro, this isn't a favorite. After using it more regularly, it's like somewhat impressive because I think it might be the most average makeup primer of all time. Like, it's so, I guess, mid. Because it does a little bit of pore diffusing, nothing crazy. It doesn't mattify at all. It just sort of smooths a little. I think it adds extra hydration, actually. I have been using this all over the face because I have another primer in this project, like I mentioned earlier. I think this is a little bit ambitious of a project still. So this is the one I decided to go more ham on and try to get it out. Because I used to just use like almost like a third of a pump and just put it on my pores. Lately, I've been putting it all over the face. I haven't minded it. Again, it's like a very average primer. If I'm having a horrible skin day, this isn't going to be the thing that saves my skin. But if I'm satisfied with where my skin is after my skincare, this is a lovely and, again, like solidly B- primer to put on, and it's fine. The smell, I don't know what specific product it smells like, but it smells like something semi-medical you would put on a baby, which I don't love personally. The next primer is the one I chose to not focus as much on. I still used it a good bit. Let me see, where are we? Okay, so I'm where Future Dew is on the label. That's where the product is. Oh God, don't mind my nails. Oh God, don't mind my nails. How do I do this without nails? That's where my product is, like right above where the Future Dew symbol is. Okay. You can get over my nails. I love Future Dew. I will say I have been not wanting my skin to be as glowy lately. So I just haven't been using this as much, and I've been wanting to use up the Rare Beauty. And again, in overstuffing categories, I have 2 concealers in this project. One I'll go ahead and update you on is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is where we are. We still haven't hit... I like really want to get like a spot in this where I can see like through like the glass, and we still haven't hit that. Mine is so gunky, I'm sorry. So this, I originally said I was going to use this as an all-over base product to substitute using up my Salt New York Sneaky Balm. I did that for a bit, and then I started to hate it. Not because necessarily the product. I thought I was going to use this up a lot quicker than I think I actually am, because the Salt New York, the Sneaky Balm, you need a lot more of it than you do of this. Again, probably because it's a concealer. That makes sense. It's a lot more pigmented than the Salt New York. And there's just something about the Salt New York that I don't think this one has for all over the skin, which is fine. And I also just, the color, it doesn't look like it. It looks like pretty neutral, but there's something about it once it gets on my skin. I've been suffering a lot from pink face lately, which is where you put on various amounts of makeup. I mean, this is like, I'm acting like this is Merriam-Webster. This is a Khaki Reviews beauty term if you're familiar with the artist. She is literally an artist. That really worked well. Especially when I use this, face would just turn really, really pink, and this was not helping. So lately I have been experimenting with it just as it's originally meant to be used, under the eyes, and it's fine. Again, it's not really my favorite concealer, so I'm going to use it that way going forward. I just don't love it all over the face as much as I initially thought I did. Still happy to have it in the project because I do want to use it up. But the concealer I've really done some work on this month is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. It might not look like, it might look like there's actually less windowing, but stoppers out, y'all. For those who are not familiar, every liquid concealer has or most, if not every, has a stopper in it so that it cleans the wand off and it makes everything less messy. Let me show you an example. Actually, I have another Kosas concealer that has the stopper. So see, this one has the stopper and like the little micro hole the thing goes through. So I was using this to death last month, I suppose. and sort of this month. I started my project in the middle of the month because, you know, chaos. Like the wand kept coming up dry no matter how much I tried to rub on the sides because of stopper, which is a sign that you're close to the end of the concealer, but there's still so much product left in there when that happens. So then I would sort it upside down, and then I was able to get more product out, but then eventually could not get any product out. So I just took a pair of tweezers and pulled the stopper out, which was really, really easy. And now you can see all the way to the bottom. Let me see if I can really, there you go. But I should be able to use this up this month, I think, because there's not a whole lot left. Also, if you have not been following this concealer's saga, a lot of people are realizing, I guess, that like when you don't want preservatives, things don't get preserved. Or I think it's something about the parabens. I don't know. Basically, this concealer doesn't last longest, which is why I put it in this project. Mine still smells fine. I am concerned about it, so I should probably close it. I am a little concerned that I took the stopper out. I mean, it still like shuts, but I don't think this concealer formula is going to be long for this world now. I'm really hoping and thinking that this is the last month for this concealer. Next, we have Glossier Wowder. This one I have definitely made some progress on. I don't remember exactly where it was. I'll have to go back and check the footage and you'll see the comparison in this video. We are right at the 12-month little symbol right there. I think this is gonna take probably like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 months to really finish up, just because loose powder takes a while, nature of the game. But I've been using this a lot. I've been loving it. I love Wowder. Watch my Glossier video, but I'm starting to smell a discontinuation for this product, unfortunately. We'll see though. I don't actually have any insider information. I'm just, using the information I do have to make an educated guess. Scientific process, if you will. My first empty. This is actually my first empty. Yeah, I think I finished actually the 2 empties on this like the same day. Salt New York bronzer is empty. I thought this was gonna last at least a month or 2 longer, but I mean, I used it every day. The Salt New York Sculpt and Bronze Cream Tint Pros are really, really sheer. And especially this color, I'm getting a little bit more sun. I'm out running, playing soccer, stuff like that. So this color was just like it was about to be way too light to even show up on me probably. The tone of this too is just not ideal for me. It's just a little too peach. It's not orange. I mean, obviously peach is of the orange family, but there are bronzers where it's like, ooh, that looks like Oompa Loompa orange. This isn't one of them. It's just a little too peach for me. It's still a good color, I think, for a lot of people. I just prefer the light medium, which I have. I will say, I think if you're considering buying from Salt New York, it's good to know you just might go through the product a lot faster if you are somebody who uses their products a lot than you may for other things, because there's not a ton of product in these pans. But I actually like that about the brand. One, I don't think the price is bad for this. I think it's $16 for a pan, and this is, an indie brand. And it's actually nice. This is the second Salt New York product I've gone through. I have pan on another. If you watch a lot of project pans, you see how hard it is to use that makeup because they put so much in, which sometimes is great. But also I admire, because Salt New York is very eco-conscious, 0 waste, and it's kind of nice. You don't have to participate in a Shakespearean 3-act drama to finish one of their products. I will say for Sneaky Bomb, complexion product, I do wish it came in a bit bigger of a pan, just because that is a product you're going to use more of. And if you use that complexion product every day, you're going to go through it, I would say, rather quickly. But still, I really love Salt New York. I think it's a fabulous brand. If I were to repurchase this, it would be in the light medium shade, which I already own, or I would actually like to try the contour one day. But I will be replacing this product because I don't have another bronzer in the project. So the product I'm going to be rolling into the project is the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer. Oh my God, these names. The Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in O2 Butter Biscuit. I already have obviously quite a pan on this. It is getting old, so I am excited to... I almost put this in the project originally, but then I figured I could probably use this one up pretty quickly, which, geez, I was right. This one, I do think this has a good amount more product in it. So even though I have sizable pan, I do think it'll take a few months. But this is my favorite cream bronzer of all time, probably. I do like the formula a bit better than the Salt New York. It is more pigmented, and I just have to build it up a lot less. It goes on a brush beautifully. It looks super natural on the skin. The color of this is like, I can swatch it, is such a phenomenal color, especially for me. It's just such a neutral bronze that warms but doesn't pull orange. If anything, it pulls golden, a little bit olive. It's a really gorgeous color. I also love the packaging. There's something about this compact. If I have to do my makeup in a compact mirror, I always use one of my Fenty compacts because something like ergonomical about the design. I don't know. It's a really nice mirror. I love this product, but I just want to make sure I get all the use out of it before nature takes its toll and I have to send it to the makeup incinerator. I don't actually do that. That sounds very dramatic, though, doesn't it? The next product is really not much of an update, but, you know, that's what we're here for. So Papagrath Flirtatious. This is the only... Let me get a real good close-up shot. This is the only product that my goal is not to use it up. It's just to hit pan. I didn't use this a ton this month. I am wearing it right now, actually. Through the pink face crisis we faced at Clove Room the past few weeks. Even though this blush is pretty neutral, it sort of contributed to the pink face sometimes. Or I was just trying so hard not to go into the pink face route that I was like, I need a blush that has no pink in it, and this does have some pink in it. So yeah, I think there's probably a little bit more movement on the embossing than last month. I also wouldn't be surprised if I put the video side by side with the other one and there was no movement. So yeah, I just haven't used this one as much, but hopefully this month I'll use it more. Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. So I've used this a bunch. It's weird, like when you do use it, the windowing goes away. So then like when I'm using it a lot, I don't see a lot of windowing. But then when I let it sit still and I don't use it, I see more windowing because the product, like, you know, slowly goes to the bottom. Anyway, so there's not a ton of windowing in it today because I guess I used it somewhat recently. This one, I would say it's like, the product is probably, you know, I think it's like still halfway full. I think that's what it was when I started. I've definitely gotten a lot of good use out of this. It's just not that dramatic or interesting, honestly. It's just like, I used it probably 10 times. And there's still miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. Is that even the line? Is that Poe? Edgar Allan? Oh, darling. All right, anyway. Edgar Allan Tilbury. Edgar Allan Tilbury? Edgar Allan Tilbury. That'd be an interesting collab. Why doesn't someone collab with the estate of Edgar Allan Poe? That'd actually be kind of cool. I don't know how I got onto that. Wow, my mind is... Ooh. Hey. Just finished recording and I was like, that wasn't Edgar Allan Poe, that was Robert Frost, wasn't it? And I googled it and it was indeed Robert Frost. So apologies to all the English majors out there, and I guess Robert Frost and Edgar Allan Poe even, because, you know, I don't think you'd write anything that normal without a crow in it or whatever. Hey. Anyway, yeah, boring update. I got a good amount of use out of it since I did have it out thanks to Project Pan, so that's good. Still remains to be seen if I'll be able to finish it by the end of the year. We'll see. And then I have 2 lip products. So again, like I mentioned throughout this video, if I'm trying not to have 2 things in the same category for the rest of the project. So I did use one of these up. I used the Glossier Ultra Lip Entrench. I will say, doing this project, and I meant to say this in the beginning, has really made me think and realize how little makeup companies care about the latter part of your use experience with products. Like, it's kind of shocking. This one, there was so much left of the lipstick that I couldn't use, like, in the way it's meant to be used. There's so much at the bottom. And I know there's different things, like some people pop it out and put it in a tin and make it like a more of a balm, or like there's a lot I could do. I could have gone on Pinterest and went hog wild with the little bit that was left of trench. And for a while I just like dug, you know, my finger in the bullet, or I put my beauty spatula in and just applied it with my hands. Then eventually I was like, this is getting gross. Like, I don't feel like depotting it and putting it, like, I guess I could have put it in one of my empty salt New York pans, I just like didn't want to do that. Like, because that's not a fun use experience. So eventually I just called it. Not a cute situation. So I just said, I'm going to call it an empty. And again, I'm not going to rotate anything in since I have another lipstick that I'm still working my way through. This is Glossier Leo, the Generation or the Gen G lipstick. I have used a significant amount of this, and I've also worked on, more like that. I have small lips. So when I use bullets, if you'll notice in the original video, the middle was divoted because this bullet, when it's held the traditional way, is larger than my small little fillerless lips. So I worked a lot on just using my finger to apply it and getting the top down so it would be somewhat more even and look a little bit less ridiculous. So I've definitely used a fair amount of this. Still a good amount to go. Probably take 2 or 3 months. So just to recap what is left in the project, we are going down from 10 products to 9. And eventually I think it's going to be a project of 7 products if I keep my promise to myself of only having 1 product per product category. I just think that would work better for me and it would make things a little bit less intimidating at times. I just think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. But instead of just throwing some products out, I want to use up what I can and just not rotate things in like I mentioned. Yeah. What else? I guess just the outro. Okay, let's do the outro. Are you doing a project pan? Please update me if you are, or if you're doing any project, or if your project is, I don't know, I want to use up this one blush. I would love to hear about it in the comments. I would, if you're new here, introduce yourself, tell me your favorite pop girly, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Give this video a like. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you, and I hope you are doing wonderfully wherever you are. Bye, y'all.